Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Dan-A-Plooza. My guest at this time is a very talented model and actress, Lilith Fury. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
It's good to have you on the show, so thank you for taking the time to be here. For those watching and future watching, as I mentioned, Lilith is an actress. She's been in such films as Child's Play 2019, Knights of Demons 2009, Hellfest, Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and many other films on her IMDb page. If you want to follow her on the Instagram at lilith.fury. And the event she has coming up, if you're in the area, is Monsterpalooza Vampire Cosmetics. That is June 2nd through the 4th, booth 383 from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. So once again, welcome to the show, and thanks for being here.
Hey.
So what got you first involved in acting?
Honestly, it was because occasionally there would be a listing saying, hey, we need extras. You get paid $200 for the day, or you get paid $100 for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm poor. I want money. And then it was just pretty much, I just really love horror. So able to be part of it, even if it's just like standing in the background, it's still awesome. So it's like I didn't really care whether or not I had a line or whether or not it was just like being a vampire in a cage or a random zombie in a crowd or anything like that. It was just, as long as I got to be part of it, it was something fun.
Now, when did you start first getting involved in that? Do you remember like the year that you started getting involved into film?
I think like around 2008.
Okay.
That was Role Models.
Oh, okay.
That one wasn't horror.
That's with Paul Rudd and Sean William Scott.
I was a cosplayer, so I got to do LARPing, which is awesome. It's like
okay. So that was awesome. Was it during the final battle where I know they have they're all dressed as KISS members?
Yes, but it was also in when they were first showing the like, when not just in the final battle, but when they were showing LARPers kind of walking around and whatnot. I'm briefly there, but mostly it was like the end of.
Okay. Did you is that something that you had enjoyed? Have you ever seen it before, LARPing, or was that something new to you?
Oh no, I've done LARPing since I was a teenager.
Okay. So
but I normally did like post-apocalyptic LARPing. So
okay.
It was a little bit different, but it was still fun.
Yeah. It sounds like it was great, and it was good to have that prior experience to being on the set for that film. So now with moving forward, you got to do more of like films such as Night of Demons and Child's Play. Were those really good experiences as well?
With Night of the Demons, like there's this, like, I'm very brief. Like, there's this one scene where you see the guy dressed in the devil suit walk by, and right as he passes, I'm in the background, like you can see me in the next room, and have on a black and white kind of nurse outfit, like sexy nurse, sexy bodies type thing, and it's just like so that was really, really brief. But the one that I liked the most, though, would have been probably Bloodfest, done by Owen Egerton. And he's just an all-around awesome guy. He's like not only a really good author, he's an author. He writes like all kinds of really good books, but he's a really good director, and he even cameoed in his movie. And the that was just really relaxed. It wasn't there wasn't like this big divide of like all the actors are here and all the extras are there, and then you're just peasants and we're gonna like have you stand here for like 9 hours and excruciating heat and just treat you like crap or whatever. It was like, no, it was kind of like having a big party. It's like everybody was friends with everyone. We all got to enjoy ourselves. It was genuinely fun. And there was actual music. So like we got to, like dance a little bit. They had it set up like it was an actual fair. So like the, oh my God, my brain's dying. The catering table was there, so like everyone was like able to walk around and be like nom nom nom. I saved my socks and they're like covered in fake blood, but like
Oh.
I always try to keep a little bit from every movie.
There you go. It's important to have remembrances. What, you want to say hi? I'll introduce you. This is my buddy right here. So this is Tilly. Tilly, turn around, please. Thank you. So we've our AC has kind of gone out and they put a new one in here, so we've kind of been cooking over here. But she always makes a little cameo throughout there, and she's just sitting here looking at me right now, and if I don't, then she'll rip the scratch post in the walls. So but yeah, she's my baby girl. Thank you. What scenes were you for the Child's Play film?
The supermarket scene where like all of a sudden like AI, everything goes crazy and starts
the toys come to life.
Just briefly, like you see my back trying to head towards the exit. Like I wasn't any of the aisle people. They the stick. But yeah, I was just mostly just trying to run out of there. But the one thing, like that was the only one while not skinny. Every single extra thing, people are like, I don't remember you in this movie. I don't remember this. And it's like, bitch, I haven't always been fat. Like I have been very, very vocal about that. But I think everybody just assumes I'm bullshitting or something. They're like, no, you're always fat. And it's like, no. it all kind of happened all at once. But yeah, like with when Charles played or Chucky, that God, I can't remember what I was wearing. I'd have to like rewatch it. Whenever I do end up in something, I'm always just like, how did I hair that day? My shoulder. It really sucks. So like sometimes you might have like a bigger role and you're like, oh wow, this is gonna be my shot, this is gonna be my chance. You end up seeing the finished product and it's like, wait, what happened to my lines? What happened to this? What happened to that? Like that happens every so often with the movie where I'm thinking like, yes, this is my chance.
Yes.
I go to watch it and it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just watch the director's cut. Not there either, and it's like, oh, is he?
Well, sometimes a lot of great scenes for actors and actresses get cut.
Yeah,
it's the breaks. Because I've had that happen to me. I've done a few films and everything, and like I thought, I had this and this, and then the way it was just chopped, it was like mid-sentence turn face and then someone else and, so I'm still talking. So what do you do? But it's just one of those things, but I could tell that you have a real passion for it. So,
it's also because of how pay works.
Yeah.
A lot of people realize it. Like if you are in a movie, but you do not speak, then you are just an extra and you only make like whatever set price. It could be like $200 or $300. But if you speak, you get paid per word.
Oh, wow. I will now read this monologue here. So I can...
Like special, like they'll have like a script or something for you. So I think it just comes down to, do we want to keep her in the movie if it means that we have to go from paying 200 to paying 3,000? Is that a $3,000 voice? It's like, dude, you literally just paid like over $1 million for the movie. You can afford 3,000. Let's crop it out. Fine. Like you anyway. It's like, no, that's a lie. I'm going to watch it like 1,000,000 times.
So, so you have that world, and then you have your modeling as well. So what is it to model for these different goth brands and to be asked to be a part of that?
I'm very loyal when it comes to brands. If a brand treats me right or just treats me with respect, I'm like extra loyal. Like Vampire Cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm friends with the owner.
Oh, okay.
So I make sure that like I promote her makeup pretty much any chance I get, because like I want her to succeed. And I turn down offers from other makeup brands. They're like, hey, we want to pay you for this, or you want to pay you for that. And it's like, I would rather promote my friend for free.
Yes.
Promote you guys in your makeup, because I don't even want to wear your makeup. I know that my friend's makeup is not going to cause my skin all puffy, all that. And it's the same way when it comes to a lot of clothing brands. Like there's a few clothing brands I don't say names when it comes to brands, but there was one where I was one of the first. Actually, I was the first person in my size category to model for them. That was the entire reason that they ended up carrying the sizes that they did. It's like they used to have a 3X that was actually probably closer to a 1X.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, fit your clothes, like this is, what I think we should work on. And we worked on everything. And then their 3X became a real 3X. And then they put a 4X to it. That way I could be able to model their clothes. And some people would like get really pissy and be like, she's not representation because she's hourglass. And it's like, the fuck? Like, so many people think that like pears and hourglasses should just be erased because like only apples should count. And it's like, dude, when it comes to fashion, most plus size fashion is made with apples in mind, not made with even the consideration that pears and hourglasses exist. So excuse me, it's like, yeah, a lot of us appear in advertisements, but the clothes aren't made for us. So, they ended up replacing me, a at the time 38-year-old disabled queer indigenous person who wore a size 4X. They replaced me with a 20-something 2X non-disabled, non-queer white girl. That's like, oh, wow, okay, yeah. And everyone's like, now we finally have true inclusion. It's like, really? Because, you keep saying that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means.
No.
It's like you literally replace an indigenous person with a white person, a disabled person with a non-disabled person, a queer person with a non-queer person, a 4X with a 2X, almost 40-year-old at the time with a person in their like early 20s. Not supposed to be more inclusive. It's like, no, the only difference is I have lippy, and therefore hourglass, and he was an apple. But I don't know, it's weird. But then people would always complain and stuff like that whenever they would post me. And I had a feeling that like a lot of those posts were bots that were bought by certain people. Then I had a fellow model who just did not like me start contacting the brand. telling them not to work with me and just like making up all kinds of really bizarre, weird things. And then they stopped working with me. Now, I go work with anyone but me, like, act like I don't exist, and it's like, okay, fine. So anytime I wear anything that I got from them, someone's like, "Oh, where'd you get that?" I have no idea. It's like, no, it's like I can't remember where I got that dress. I can't remember where I got that this thing, or like it's really obvious because it'll have like their logo on it big, and I'll just be like, "Oh yeah, it was back a long time." Just try to change the stuff and be like, "Have you seen that?" So it's like when it comes to brands I like, I will promote them to. But when it comes to brands that did wrong, I'll just there's another brand recently did bullying. They chose a girl to promote it who is bullying, who bullies me and several other people for their queer phobic, but like hang out and like random people in order to create the illusion. It is what it is.
So I've also seen, because I've seen some of your posts on Instagram, and I noticed that sometimes you will have like a certain outfit. Like I remember, I think you had one for Space Jam for one of your posts. So do you have like certain favorite movies and then stuff that you kind of like to wear cosplay as well?
I picked the Lola Bunny outfit
Mm-hmm.
because I was scrolling and I saw someone that I think was maybe like a size 14 or something wearing a Lola Bunny outfit. And her comments were filled with like all these guys going, "Oh my God, fat bitches need to not wear that shit." And it's like, if they're saying that to her and she's like a size 14 or something, then I'm going to wear it just to piss them off. And
Right.
so I got that cosplay just because I know it really, really infuriates people. And I'm an asshole. So if somebody is going to tell me not to do something or tell others like me not to do something, that just makes me want to do it more. It's like I don't like being told what to do. I don't like having other people being told what to do. Like just leave everyone alone and let people be happy. Like don't shit on our zen. So, but as far as actual cosplay goes, that like I really like my like costumes. I like to mess around with those a lot. Different demons or like archangels and stuff like that. Very. Sorry, my dog's being.
Okay. But I thought the picture was really great. I liked it, so I enjoyed it. So as far as when you go to these events and whether you're a guest, or I guess maybe even sometimes part of the event, I mean, what do you prefer more? Do you prefer to be part of a show more, or do you like to be invited as a guest?
Um, I like both. Uh, like, well, pretty much the only time I can actually afford to go to shows is like if I'm invited by the people hosting it, because I'm a broke bitch. So I think that's like a big thing. It's like every time someone sees me, like, "Oh, I saw you here, I saw you there, I saw you this place," and it's like, yeah, it's because like it was free. It's
Yes.
like I can't afford to go to all of these places. I don't think really anybody can afford to go to all of them unless they're either like really well off or they're being invited for free. And
Hmm.
it's it's the reality. It's like what you see like on Instagram. Everyone just like assumes like, oh, Like you just have all this money, you can do all that stuff, and or try to pretend that it's normal for everyone to do all that. And it's like no, it's like I always try to say like I am promoting this. I always try to make it clear that I'm there like as a featured guest
Mhm.
or because I have a booth or because of whatever. Because I don't want people to think like, oh, it's normal for. I feel like I'm missing out on everything because I don't get to do all this. I don't want anyone to feel that they're out in that they're not, doing something that they should be doing. It's like I'm doing it because like I happen to be privileged in that area to where I'm being invited. It's like I have enough of a following and I have enough connections and like I've worked my ass off for it. But it's like because of that, I'm able to do things that maybe not everyone is able to do. I want people to know that it's not like something that everyone can do. But it's also why, like, whenever I go to certain events, if they say, like, hey, we have an extra ticket, if you want to bring someone, I will invite random followers and stuff. And it's like, hey, how you doing? You want to go? And, like, that's how I met my friend Veronica because uh, I had an extra ticket to Comic Con. Well, an extra industry. So I brought her. Whenever I get extra industry badges, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Would you like to come with me? And it's like I saw you commenting on a bunch of posts. You said, hey, I really wish I could go, but I can't afford to. Surprise, that you just like now you can go. So being poor sucks. So it's like somebody else who's also poor be able to have fun and like do it. Otherwise, well, not really, but still.
I think that's really great that you take people that can't afford it. So, you're giving back. So that's
Basic, not that.
um
Like if you're standing there with like a cup of water and someone is there and they're like, hey, I'm thirsty. You're not just gonna be like, so much.
now, other than this other event you have coming up, do you have any other events that you want to
Oh,
promote?
let's see here. I have Goth Pride on the 3rd. He's going to be at the Paramount in LA. Uh, it's, uh, I'm also doing Sons of Horror Chucky event on the 24th. That one, I think it's in Torrance. I'm not entirely sure, but just pull up the Sons of Horror, and it's their event for The Exorcist, and they
Okay.
played Pazuzu is going to be there, and trying to remember everything. It's like I instantly like forget everything as soon as it's brought up. Actually, okay. For the month of June, there's Goth Pride on the 3rd. There's Monster Palooza. There's the Sons of Horror. There's the Buffy Bash. The Buffy Bash is hosted by the Hellmouth Convention.
Okay.
Used to be known as Whedon Con, and it is ran by like two of the most awesome people in the world. They're like, uh, uh, let's see, in July there's Wicked Summer. Uh, there's a there's a lot of stuff for October, but what happened way back here, that is going out of state. Awesome. You, I have 3 that are out of state. 3, so that's going to be coming up soon. Awesome. It's like I never get to travel. Like broke bitches don't get to travel. So it's like, yeah.
um so I'm glad that you've had those opportunities. Did you have favorite horror movies growing up?
Oh yeah. Growing up, I had a huge obsession with with Return of the Living Dead. that is still one of my favorite movies of all time. Same thing with Nightbreed, because my favorite author of all time is Clive Barker.
Okay.
It's based off of Cabal, and also I really liked Hellraiser. And, that's based off of that. I'm one of those like assholes that when we're like, oh my god, they're gender bending. I'm like, no, the Hell Priest was always a woman. Actually, people popping up and they're like, the Cenobites were androgynous. You couldn't tell what they were. I'm like, no. Whereas, while the Cenobites were non-binary, there was one exception, and the exception was the Hell Priest, who was a woman. And they're like, no, what makes you think that? And I'm like, hold on. This sentence here, this paragraph here, blah, blah, blah. And it repeatedly refers to the fact that it is a woman.
Yes.
So I was there, it's like, when it comes to Clive Barker, I know my shit. So I really liked making all the misogynistic clowns just absolute shit themselves just with rage. That was fun. But yeah, anything by Clive Barker, I loved all those movies. Candyman, and I got to do 2 different movies. Tony, but I don't remember. We did talk a little bit.
Those those are great. I love the Candyman. I like the one more. I haven't watched the new one, but I like the one with Tony Todd. Have you seen the new one?
Yes.
Is it
in the beginning of the movie, the first half of the movie, I was kind of pissed because I was like, this isn't the story. They're changing Canada, trying to like retcon things. No. So I was just sitting there like this, all like this. And then when they're like, oh no, see, people believed that, but the truth is blah blah blah. And then I'm like, okay, yay, I'm happy. Don't retcon that shit. So it was as I realized, that they were just talking about how like people sometimes like misidentify things or stories change over time to like sometimes people don't know what happened, and it's like, oh, okay, that's what they're talking about. Okay, fine. Then I was able to like chill the fuck out and enjoy it. So make sure to watch it twice without the rage. And
yeah, I've met Tony Todd years ago. Nice guy. I don't know. He did some kind of kick or something during our photo op. Like, I don't know why we raised our knees, but it's a picture I have. So, yeah, he's a nice guy. So I don't know if you've ever met him.
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. So as far as, is there a certain role that you want in the future?
I think my ultimate dream role, like I have two different goals. One, I want to be killed by one of the famous slashers. There, be killed by Freddy, be killed by Jason, be killed by Michael Myers. I was supposed to be killed by Leatherface, or just I want to be killed by like one of the icons. Or the second one that I would like to do one day is I would like to play myself.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't even have to really be that well known. It's like be like, oh, like I could just be me at a random convention or something like that, and then the killer runs through, and then like I'm just dead. It's like don't even. They're going, hi, oh yes, blah blah blah, and that was awesome. It's like to be able to play yourself in a movie.
Yes.
Like that means you must have done something right.
Yes. That's usually means. Well, is there anything else you want to say as we wrap it up here today on Dan-A-Plooza?
Yeah. If you like makeup, check out Cosmetics. It is woman owned, queer owned, and it is vegan, no animal cruelty. They have like super strong, great lipstick, great. I would show you, but I'm not wearing.
Gotcha. Alrighty then. Well, that's going to wrap it up for here on Dan-A-Plooza. I'd like to thank my guest, Lilith Fury. Stay tuned, more Dan-A-Plooza on Sunday, June 4th.